Hi, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. Today, let's do a divine masculine check-in. So I really like pulling an overall message for the whole entire reading. So this reading will be centered around self-discipline for the masculine. So I'm just going to put this over here. All right, let's see where we go today. All right, for divine masculines, what do we need to know? What would you like to share, Spirit? What are the masculines working on? What are their blocks to unconditional love and mission and purpose? Okay, yep, this makes total sense. We have the self-discipline card. We have the Chapwood Carry Water card. For masculines, this is a message to bring all attention and intention to daily tasks, bringing all of your loving awareness and masculine presence to these day-to-day, moment-to-moment tasks. Okay, we have not for you in reverse, so that's a blockage in discernment. We've talked about that before. We'll go there again. We have message in a bottle upright and thinker in reverse. What else do we have? Happy, happy. Yeah, so I think, excuse me, masculines are, hold on, let me just get one more. Imagine. Okay. I'm already getting like 3 separate messages here. Let me just look. So interesting. Okay, I didn't show you the unconscious position of my first deck because I didn't, I just wasn't going to, but now I have to. So in the unconscious for this overall reading is this heart chakra Merkaba. It's the nature card. 11. Okay, I had to add this up on my fingers. Do not judge me. So this reduces to an 11 card. So this could be a twin flame card. This could be 2 pillars of ascension. Masculines are being called to walk through. So when I see the nature card, I think feminine. So there's something here, masculines. Masculines are pushing some facet of the feminine into the shadows, not fully embracing their inner feminine nature. There's something really important here. And actually, now that I said 2 pillars of ascension, right? The number 11, there's something here about integrating this piece of the feminine that will help you access this next level of evolution or personal growth and transformation. Okay, why am I showing you this? Because in the unconscious position of this deck, we have the deep knowing card, right? Look at this card. It's almost, we have 2 planets. I'm assuming they're 2 moons. Right? This is a ton of feminine energy, and we have, I think it's an owl. It's hard to tell, but it looks like an owl, which for me is a symbol of wisdom, of gnosis. So masculines, by suppressing and sending pieces of your feminine into the shadows, you are fragmenting a piece of self. And with that fragmentation comes a blockage to this flowing wisdom. There's like a piece to the puzzle that lies within your internal feminine and you're pushing it away. So, you want all the pieces of the puzzle, masculines. We want to take ownership and integrate all these pieces of self, whether they're your internal feminine, your inner child, your inner teenager, your inner rebellious one, whatever that looks like for you. Our goal is to integrate all of these parts and welcome them at our dinner table, right? So that we can enter into a sacred conscious dialogue with each part. Right? We can hear what their fears are. We can hear what their desires are. We can hear their limiting beliefs. And then what happens? Then we have the beautiful opportunity and invitation to step into the role as the divine parent, right? And then we can parent these parts of self. We could parent them in a way that invites them back into balance and to make sure that they know that they are part of the family, that we're not rejecting, betraying, or abandoning any parts of self. Okay, awesome. Let me move these out of the way and let's drop into this message. I'm all over the place. Okay, there's a message here, masculines. Masculines love to think. They are the sovereigns of their own mind. And that's a beautiful, sacred thing. And while that can be incredibly useful in order to function in this 3D world, there lies wisdom outside of the thinking mind. Masculines, you're being invited again to drop into the feeling body, to allow yourself to imagine a life that is in alignment with your happiness right here. There's some message that's going to come from this softer nature, this feminine spirit. And it's going to be up to you to be able to access wise discernment. There is something blocking discernment, but I also kind of feel this is like a self-feedback loop where what's blocking this discernment is actually the pushing away of the internal feminine, right? The internal feminine is the one that can access feelings, emotions, the subtle energies between realms. And this equates to accessing our intuition. So masculines, if you can't access intuition, it's going to be extra challenging to access your discernment. And right now, you're going to need your discernment. Okay, let's see. Where do we want to go? I just want to get a few of these. Let's remember that we're looking through this entire reading, or rather listening to this entire reading, allowing the body to feel it through the lens of self-discipline. So masculines are being called to a higher discipline in including internal family parts, and also mainly including their inner feminine, this nature spirit, right? The energy of the soul. There's something here. And remember, our nature spirit is also the energy of oneness, right? We are one with Mother Gaia, Pachamama, whatever you want to call it. We are one. And so by pushing this piece of nature away, we are kind of taking ourselves, hold on, how do I want to say it? It's really easy to push that which we do not understand into the shadows. And sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, and I'm not saying for all masculines. However, there are some masculines that push the natural world away, push their connection to the natural world and their own interconnectedness away, and placing themselves in the hierarchy above Mother Nature, when really that's also just abandoning a piece of self. So masculines, this is a really important fork in the road for you, to wield your discernment in a way that's in alignment with what your heart is truly feeling, what your heart truly desires, and having enough discipline and mystical spiritual endurance to take you over the finish line of fully integrating and stepping into this sacred wholeness. Okay. Did I shuffle? I don't even remember. I'm gonna shuffle again. Okay, Spirit. Do we have any specific questions here? What would support, okay, two questions. Either what would support masculines right now in this discipline, or what would help them embrace inner feminine? Are there any blocks to that? Okay, we have travel, we have peace, and we have protection in reverse. Okay, this is a huge, huge thing for masculine energy. There's some masculines out there that are terrified that if they embrace their inner feminine, they will not be protected in this life. Huge message. Let us honor that this has been and is a stumbling block for the masculines. This is a big pillar of the masculine inner work, to find safety in the chaos of stepping into change and stepping into out of convention and into truth. Right? Most of the time, our divine truth lies outside of societal norms, right? And so by embracing divine truth, by embracing this unconditional love and infinite oneness, we challenge societal norms. And sometimes that could be incredibly triggering or dysregulating. And for masculines who have been shamed, or made to feel less than, who when they step into their vulnerability, when they share emotionally, we are here to dismantle this, masculines. We have to become the change we wish to see in the world. And the only way to what is the phrase? We find the way by walking the way, or being the way, more accurately, right? So there's something here let's just honor the fear. Let's honor the fear that if masculines step into their feminine energy, that they will not have 3D protection. Now, what is protection? Protection could look like safety from other masculines, safety from judgment, safety from fill in the blank. It could also mean safety from being excommunicated from the tribe, right? Whatever that means to you, from people at work, from your family, from your partner. Let's really honor this fear as it holds profound, deep roots in the masculine collective. Okay, I didn't even think to bring this message in, and now I feel like the moment's passed, but I have to go back in. So a part of your work, masculines, is in the quiet of your own interior castle, in the quiet of your own heart, to dare yourself to travel into these sweet, precious, feminine, soft places in your own heart, and dare to bring peace there. Right? We can't do the scary thing unless we first find peace within ourselves about it, right? You can't do it out in the world until you first do it within yourself. You can't come into union externally until you come into union internally. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Anything else for masculines? Anything else for masculines? Ooh, this reading has me pretty hot. I am sweating profusely. Very interesting. So another message here, I'm not going to take those. Another message here is that masculines may feel in the hot seat right now. They may feel hyper accountable for people, places, and things, for actions they never took, words they've never spoken. They may be in the hot seat right now. That's very interesting. And I'm just so drawn to the red in this card, right? And notice it's red and green. We have root chakra, heart chakra. And feel into that, right? That's 1 in 4, right? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if they did that on purpose. I just noticed. So we have 41. So the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. The first chakra is the root chakra. Is this like obvious? Did I just miss this whole thing? Is that the whole point? Anyway, I'll move on. Not your problem. Okay, beautiful masculines. We have prosperity. We have psychic abilities, right? This reminds me of that home reading we did. On the other side of embracing and integrating your inner feminine masculines, you will gain access to the mystical realms, and you will no longer have to outsource your feminine energy to an external feminine. You will access your own prosperity through this. This card quite literally says psychic abilities. Okay, interesting. Hold on. We have family in reverse. We have friendship, and we have boundaries. Okay, lots of energy here, people. Okay, obvious message, lean on your friendships, lean on your communities, lean on those people that truly know your soul. Look at this beautiful card and all these figures rejoicing and holding hands. And there's all this illumination. This heart chakra is illuminated. There's so much love and support here in community. Now, you're going to have to make some pretty acute discernments around who is that for you, who is of the highest and best possible good type of friend to have around. Now, you're going to be invited, masculines, to create boundaries around anyone that doesn't support your mind, body, spirit, your mission, your purpose. No one's going to draw these boundaries for you. Okay. We're entering into a huge other message. I'm like literally dripping right now, and I never get this hot during a reading. It's pretty wild. And my AC was blasting. So this is all energy right now. We have this family card in reverse. Let's gear up and get ready for this message. Masculines, I honor and I invite you to honor the people in your own family, or the people that you have labeled as family to you, that have not supported you along the way. Maybe some of them have even created more obstacles, and maybe they put you down and created more trauma and drama for you to have to overcome. Masculines, you are being invited to draw the mother of all boundaries with your family and people you label as family. This is a massive, massive message. And you know what? I flipped over the deck and look what's on the bottom, masculines. We have empowerment. You are being called to step into your sovereignty and wield your life force, your precious, sacred life force, in a way that is in alignment with your soul's deepest truth and desires. You're being called to wield your life force in a way that is kind to self, in a way that is of the highest and best possible kindness to self. Let us all call in a profound amount of grace for masculines on this path. This is no easy task. Woo! Masculines, powerful, powerful. Here's a, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so thirsty. Hold on. Here's the beautiful thing about this situation, masculines. And also, I feel like I just said this in another reading. You would not be invited to the party if God didn't think you belong there. Rewind that. Bookmark it, write it down. I don't know what you can do. I'm not tech savvy, but you would not be invited to these situations. You would not be called to a task that Source did not think you could accomplish. It just wouldn't exist. It just would not come into fruition. Incredible message so far, and we have so much more time. Okay, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Let's get some Animal Apothecary cards. I have not used these in a reading in so long. I love these cards, but they're super stiff to shuffle, and I've been using them forever, so it's not like they got better over time. One more for good luck. All right. What do we have for masculines? Anything else to support this beautiful sacred boundary setting? Anything to support their grace and kindness? What do we have? We have inner conflict resolution. This is speaking directly to what I said before around we cannot solve conflicts externally until we solve our inner conflicts, right? We are being called to resolve any sort of discrepancies within the soul. Interesting too, very rarely do I see a snake or a serpent figure that is not coiled up, almost like the Kundalini caduceus imagery. So notice that this snake is looking dead on to camera, or dead on center. It's looking right at the viewer. So there's something here, snakes, I can't even talk. My brain's moving way too fast. There are so many interpretations of snakes and serpents. We have the tempting snake in the Garden of Eden. We have snakes symbolizing the coil of Kundalini energy that lies dormant at the root of the spine and mimics the path of awakening, right? It spirals up and outward, out through the crown. So I find it very fascinating, masculines, that this snake is looking you directly in the eyeballs. And so it almost feels like it's in a challenging position. I just realized this is a rattlesnake and the rattle is up. So there's something about a threat. So what internal parts of self are threatened by this new version of self, masculines? What internal family parts feel scared and threatened and in fear over your new sovereignty, over your new discipline, over your new discernment and intuition, your new psychic gifts, right? Because so often the ego wants to keep us in fear and small because it's comfortable with that. It can control environments around it in order to protect self. But this is also, in all that beautiful protection, there's also, let me say it like this. When you think about a fence around a house, that fence absolutely can keep the bad things out, but you know what? It also keeps the good things from coming in, masculines. So there's something here about taking accountability for where there is a threat in your life, because that threat is showing up as a vibration of scarcity and fear and disconnection in your physical bodies. So you're being called to take massive accountability for this. Beautiful. Incredible message off of one card. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else for masculines? Okay, so we have service that came out sideways. For me, and notice, look, we're just talking about the Kadusha symbol with, these are usually, I think it's the wings of Hermes, which was, the god of messages, messenger energy. We have two coiling serpents symbolizing, also notice this is a service dog. So, some of you, maybe masculines, are in the service industry, medical industry, healthcare, let me just move on. So the message I got with it coming out sideways in this capacity, in this reading, is that masculines, you are being invited to have discipline when you're in service. Have discipline drawing boundaries in your service. Remember, if you are in service, let me say it like this, if your service does not extend to self, your service and mission is incomplete. We have to first show up in this world with a full cup. And to do that, we have to be in service to this mind, body, spirit that we're lugging around, right, masculine? So this is just a little bit of a, just like a little bit of a heads up. Make sure that as you step deeper on your path and you integrate your inner feminine, when you integrate your inner feminine, all of this wisdom is going to flood your system. Now, it can be very exciting and stimulating to be on the new part of your journey, but try to temper and balance that energy. If you're operating up here, try to bring it down here and really ground. Let your root chakra really hold the seed of the soul for you. So remember, if you're going to be, if you are an ignited, on fire individual and you are stepping into mission and purpose and service in a massive way, keep an eye on self. Make sure that service extends to self. We never want to abandon, betray, or neglect parts of self. Beautiful. Okay, anything else for masculines? Anything else for masculines? Wow, this feels like a freaking awesome reading. I don't know how you guys are experiencing it, but please share anything that arises for you, any comments or questions or just engagements. Please leave them in the comments below if you have anything to share or celebrate even. Okay, what do we have? We have destiny, path, and we have evolve into your complexity in the reverse. Okay, we have three, sorry. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 eyeballs here, people. Wait, am I missing any more? I didn't even look at the other cards. No, we in just these animal apothecary cards, we have 5 eyes, right? Might be the eye of Horus, might be the third eye. Lots of symbolism here. We have what looks like oh, I just noticed more snakes. Gosh, these cards, it's like the more you look at them, the more arises. Okay, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. 5 eyes. 5 eyes to see with. I'm just getting the visual, masculines, that you now have honed your divine sight enough that your sight is almost like looking through a kaleidoscope. You are able to see all of these, almost like if you look through a dodecahedron and you're all of a sudden seeing all these perspectives and all these different perceptions of one situation. You are expanding to hold so much more. And so it makes sense to me that we have this card, which is an octopus, and it says evolve into your complexity. It's in reverse. And this is understandable, masculines. Remember, your integration of your internal feminine is new terrain for you. It's okay if it's wobbly. It's okay if it's like you don't even know what to do or where to look or what to feel, with all of this new wisdom flooding your system, with all of this new knowledge flooding your system, with all of these new psychic gifts coming online. You are being called to just be present with the ride, trusting in the alchemical process that all of this knowledge will turn into wisdom, right? You will transmute and alchemize what needs to in order to access this higher mind, this divine wisdom. Holy crap. Masculines, this might be my favorite reading ever for you. What else do we have? Yeah, look at this. We have this fox card. Almost there. Almost there, masculines. You're almost there. Gosh. And then we have see beyond the past. Okay. Is this one card or two? Okay, see beyond the past, and it came out sideways. Notice here we have a black swan. When I think of, the ugly duckling, it's like the duck that never fit in, right? It went its whole life or whole childhood thinking it was, different, and it was ugly and no one liked it. And then what happened? It turned into a swan. But what's really fascinating about this card is in the reflection in the water, the swan that's being reflected appears to be a white swan. And this white swan is crying. I don't know if you could see it. It's not going to focus, but this swan, the white swan, right? When we think of white, we think of purity, right? The pristine purity. And yet the white swan is crying. And what I feel for this is because the white swan is sad that they haven't integrated the darker side of self, the shadow self. So you are being called to see beyond your past. You are not your ugly duckling era. You are in this white swan era. So honor the past, honor the past, honor what you went through. And at some point, it's time to surrender and let it go so that you can let the life that's trying to work its way into your consciousness arise. But we cannot receive something new until we create space for it. By the way, that was a Carolyn Mace quote. I'm not going to pretend to take that credit. Okay, and in the unconscious, oh my God, you guys, I'm not even making this up. In the unconscious, we have sacred boundaries in reverse. So this could mean a couple things. So if it was upright, I would say you're not holding your boundaries, bring your boundaries out of the dark into the light, use your throat chakra, access your authentic self-expression, but it was in reverse. So masculines, this might be that you do not have access to what boundaries are necessary at the time. And at this time to move you forward on your path. But that's okay. Remember that this is all new for you, that as you integrate your internal feminine, all of this knowledge is going to come online. And with access to more intuition, you get a more full-bodied scope of your intuition, and then you're able to access a more accurate, wise discernment. So you're being called to have discipline in creating some sacred, safe space to just think about your boundaries and think about your life and think about what feels good and what doesn't feel so good. And the things that don't feel so good, it could be people, places, and things. It could be thoughts. It could be tasks that you handle. It could be music you listen to or the news. Like, do you notice that every time you watch the news, you feel like crap afterwards and you feel hopeless and frustrated and fired up? Yeah, it might be time to have a little discipline and draw some kind of concrete boundaries around these things that drain your spirit. Oof, man. Okay. I'm very excited about this reading. I'm very, very excited. Where do we want to go? Let's get some... I'm going to get some spiritual guidance messages. I have not used these in forever, and I really love these. They're really pretty. Let's see where we go. Anything for divine masculines. Yep, I think bar none, this is my favorite masculine reading. I wish I could like star my readings. Can I do that? Does anybody know if I could make like a reading a priority on a playlist? I don't think so. Beautiful. Okay, we have the Stay Connected card. It says, we are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect with source. This also reminded me of this friendship card of reconnecting with source and reconnecting with people that bring you back to source. Reconnect with places that bring you back to source. Beautiful, beautiful invitation. Okay, we have a few more here. Let's see what we got. We have hope. Your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point. Whether you're caught up in the difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there is always hope. And then we have forgiveness. Ooh, big forgiveness theme. Big, big, big theme this week. It says holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. Okay, what's pushed into the unconscious? We have take a moment, right? This is pause. Stop. Now is not the time to rush into this decision you're about to make. Before this important decision is made, take a moment to pause and quiet your mind so that you can ask your soul for guidance before you act or move forward. Beautiful. Masculines, you're being invited to take sacred space. You know, this is another piece of the feminine. The feminine really honors flow. The feminine leans back in her delicious throne, having full faith. Oh my God, I'm getting tongue twisted. Divine feminine leans back in her sacred throne, having full faith that that throne will support her. So there's no such thing as urgency, right? Urgency is an illusion. There's no rush, masculines. You go at your sacred divine pace. I am so proud of you, masculines. I am so proud of you for falling down and getting back up and falling down and getting back up. You are doing incredible, incredible work. I am sending you so much profound love. I hope this was supportive, and I will see you in the next one.